Hey, it's Robin from Roaming with Rover. Are you thinking of getting a craft cart? You know, those 3-tiered metal carts on the wheels that you can roll around. They're very, very popular and they're very useful, but they are something you have to put together. So if that's on your Christmas list or if that's on your wish list, I wanted to see how easy it was to actually put this thing together. I'm not great with tools. I'm not super handy. Usually that's Mr.'s department, but I wanted to see if I could do it myself. So I got one and I put it together and I made a video from beginning to end. You might want to fast forward through it. It's a little bit long, but it's kind of interesting to see how the whole process is. I'm glad I got it. It wasn't horrific to put together, definitely, but it would have been easier with 2 sets of hands. Would have been much easier with 2 sets of hands. But I think anybody could do this on their own. So tell me what you think after you watch this video. Is this something you still want to try and do on your own? I'm glad I have it. I wished I would have asked for help, but it's done. See you later. Hey everybody, this is Robin from Roaming with Rover. We got a project. I got one of these carts and it says it's easy to put together. What do you think? Should we give it a try? It says all the tools are included and I even have scissors to open the box. So let's see how this goes. I've always wanted one of these carts, one of these little rolling carts, just basically to clean up this corner. You guys see the mess I've got over here, and I have all my daily projects stacked all up and nothing. I mean, they're tidy, but they're still everywhere. So let's see what we've got here. It even says on the box, tools and instructions included. So let's see what we got here. I tried to order one of the pretty blue ones. They were out. And it was either don't get it at all or get a different color. So I went with a dark gray. And I figured for in here, dark gray is probably a good color anyway. Oh, it's nice. It looks like your basic office gray. Okay. See what we got here. We got lots of bags. Lots of bags. 3-tiered rolling cart. Storage cart. Wheels, screws, nuts. There's a supply list. Not a whole lot of stuff. Not a whole lot. Let's see here. We got arms. We got legs. We got lots of legs. Oh, okay. We got wheels. I don't see instructions. Oh, aha. Okay. Scared me there for a minute. Scared me there for a minute. Okay. Pictures, pictures, pictures. All right, let's see what we got. Oh, here's our screwdriver. Screwdriver and nuts and bolts and wheels. Okay. Mr. said he would put it together for me, and he would. And he wouldn't look at any instructions. He would just throw it together, and it would be ready to go. Ooh, there's a lot of little nuts and bolts in here. But I said, no, I'm going to give it a try. I want to see if we can do this. Because so many times they say these things are nice and easy, and sometimes they are, and sometimes they're not. So let's just go. Let's just see what we've got here. Okay, step 1, the 2 little round, not this. I just thought I would take the things off while I have them. Oh, it's coming up though. And not this. Look at these parts. Parts and pieces, pieces and parts. Okay, so I want, actually I should lay these out. You know what you're supposed to do? It's just like when you're cooking. Oh, you're supposed to lay out all your ingredients first. And then maybe that'll make it easier when I'm trying to find something. Okay, we got a couple of long skinny pieces. Lay those right there. We got a
another long skinny piece, and we got a horseshoe thing. We got two of these, two horseshoe things, and another long skinny piece. So we got 4 of those now, and another one of these wiggly ones. Is that the same as that one? It is, same as the other one. So we've got 2 that go one direction, 2 that go the other direction. And I think that's what we do first, is we put the wiggly pieces together. So, yes, that goes like that. And there's a hole in there somewhere. I saw it, a hole for a nut right there. Oh, that can't be right. Must be the other side. Yep, there's only one place for the nut to go. So this is one. No. See, I'm already lost. And on the first step, it has to be, because we got 2 wiggly parts. That's not a wiggly part. That's a wiggly part. I'm usually pretty good at these kinds of things. No, we decided that that wouldn't work. So this, oh, here comes Mister. He's going to come in the house and laugh at me. Okay. No. It's supposed to look like, it's supposed to look like this. See? There's no, so the 2 wigglies aren't matching. Why don't they mark these, like number them or something? So these are my only options for wiggly stuff. That looks good. That looks good. Yeah, that looks good. So then this one has to go together. Okay. There it is. That's it. That's it. Okay, so those parts slip together. Okay, so we're going to put those, so we've got these 2 together, and they're just sitting there. They're not hooked up yet. So we'll hook them up in a minute, I think. And now we put these and these together. So the horseshoe, and I'll bet you, nope, that doesn't matter. So we got this one and this one. So it makes a big old long thing. So we'll set that down over here. And then this one and this one. That makes a big old long thing, and we'll set that down there. Oh, that's all the metal parts. Okay. Now they want us to put, ooh, this is going to be tricky now. Okay, so now we take one of these. No, we take both of these. We take both of these, and we got to set them on a flat surface, so the flat part is facing opposite of each other. So it's like this. Whoops, which is going to be hard to. Where's the hole? See, that's it. The thing on this, the hole has to match. What have I done? What have I done? Wrong way. So if the hole doesn't match, you've got it wrong. There we go. There's the matching hole. Matching hole. So we're going to set them up on the, like this. There. So they have to set like this. And then we put, without it falling apart on me, then we put these in there on the 2 side pieces. And it doesn't seem to matter which side pieces go where. My leg fell off. Get this one up here and get that one down in there. And then it's got to turn sideways so you can see the hole. Ta-da! Okay. I want to pick it up and show it to you, but if I move it, the parts are just falling apart. But that's the idea. So we're going to get all of these together. You know, it might actually be easier over here. Let me move it over here. I thought it would be easier I've got a box sitting here on the floor, and I thought it might be easier on the box, but maybe not. I think I need a bigger surface for my metal parts. So let's move this whole mess over here. See, we got a little bit of a frame. Oh yeah, that's better. Okay, we got a little bit of a frame going on here. That tall part goes there. It has to go like this. It has to go like this. Where's the hole? Right. Is there a hole over there? Okay. Now we take this. You know what? A little piece of tape on here. This would be a trick if I were doing this again or having somebody else do it. I get a little piece of tape, and after you got these lined up, just tape this, you know, just put a little piece of tape across here and across here to hold these things together while you're trying to place them. That would keep the whole mess from falling apart while you're working with it. And that's just me making stuff up as I go along here. Okay, that's good. That's good. And that's good. All right, so there we have our basic frame. Now, basic frame. So now we're down here. We just got that done. Basic frame. Now we're going to start putting baskets in. Ooh, we're all the way on step 4 already. So we're going to do baskets, and then we start doing screws. We don't put any screws into these side pieces. Nope, the screws go in the same time as the baskets. Okay, are the baskets all the same? The baskets seem to be all the same. Gosh, I wish they'd have had the pretty blue one. But my options were this color, white, which ain't working in my house, and bright pink. And you know me, I'm not a pink girl. Oh, come on, come on. So these things are either falling out on their own, or you gotta fight like a banshee to get it to come out. And one side goes up, the other side goes down. Boy, you'd think they would just fall right out. Oh no, that's not happening. There. Good Lord. Okay. So, number 1. You put it in. Is there a right side and a wrong side? There has to be, because there's a little bendy thing. Oh, bendy thing on both sides. Okay, so I guess that doesn't matter. So we're going to put these down in here. Like this. Putting it right in between. And now we put in some screws. Two screws, one on each side, and we're going to use our little screwdriver, and we're going to use these screws right here. So here's our little screwdriver, and here's our screws. If these things line up, okay, that one did, and that one lined up. Boy, there is not much of a screw here. Okay, now we got to line these up with the basket. Yeah, it doesn't even screw onto anything. It goes through the hole, and that is it. It's just sitting there, and that is hardly long enough for the basket. It is literally 2 threads. So we've got to, must have to put a nut on the other side. It's saying to put it through. Yeah, we got to put the nuts through. So it's saying it's saying to hang all 3 of these baskets with this. Literally, there's this much of the screw. This much of that screw is hanging out the other side. So I don't even know if the nut's going to fit on this and hold it in place, but we're going to give it a try. because that's what it says to do. So what do we got here? We got nuts and some couple of teeny tiny screws. I don't know what we'll use those for, but we'll use them later. Okay, so let's get some of these nuts out for sure. Oh, okay, so this is different. Ooh, there's another one of those teeny tiny screws. But for right now, I just want 2 nuts, and I really don't want to lose them. I wish I had a little something over here, a little dish or something. See, because there they go falling. Okay, I've got 2 screws and I've got 2 nuts. Something underneath this. Boy, you'd think with all the junk I had over here, I'd have something to hold this up. That'll work. See, yarn is good for something besides just looking pretty. Okay, get that one in that side. And that one in that side. Well, I got one side in, so let's get the nut on it. It literally just screws on. Wow, it doesn't even go 1 full turn. Wow. These screws are just too small. Maybe as we get this thing together, that might work. As we get this thing together, we might get a little more oomph on the screws. Let's tighten that up. This is my fancy little wrench. So we hold the screwdriver in place and then tighten this up. Nope, too big for that. There we go. There we go. Tighten that up. Tighten it up. Okay. I'll do a little bit and then I'll come back and tighten them all up more later. Okay, there. That worked. Okay, now we only got to do that 25 more times. So we got to do the other side. There's a screw and there's a nut. Okay, so put that in the hole. Turn this. Where's the hole? There's the hole. Don't you come apart. Okay, there's the hole. Whoops, it came apart. That's all right. We'll get it next time. Get that nut on there. That nut won't even go on. That's such a short head there. It is so short. Okay, nope. Well, maybe if I get them both in at the same time. Maybe if we do them both at the same time, we'll have a little more leverage. Okay, got that one on there. I don't see why this needs to be there. Well, I guess it helps hold it together, doesn't it? It holds it in spot. Okay, that one goes through. Let's get rid of this thing now. Boy, this, I don't know. These have to be a little tighter on the bottom. It won't go any tighter. Oh, here comes Mr. I can hear him getting here, and I can just hear him. You can't do that on your own. You need to have that on a different surface. It is too, okay, here's the problem. Here's the problem. I see the problem. These 2 poles need to be a little closer together. All right, now see if that helps any. See if that helps any. This really does not seem to be... The screws are just too small. They are just too small for this thing. And there's no way that's going to fit on there. Well, what I thought was going to be a one-person, simple job, obviously is not. Now that's coming apart. Yeah, definitely tape these together. Definitely tape these things together. Okay, okay. I think maybe, come on, get in the hole. There's no threads for this thing to hook onto. It's just too small. I'm doing both sides at the same time. And it barely, the screw barely reaches. It barely reaches the, okay, maybe. We got it. We got one tiny thread. Wowza. Oh, now the other side fell apart again. Okay, got it in the hole, got it in the basket hole. Yes. Is there enough for it to catch onto? Maybe. Maybe. Boy, I don't know, you guys. I'm not happy with this at all. Not at all.
Robin,
And now Mister's here.
I need you.
Let's put you.
You gotta loosen that side.
No, it can't. I literally have one there. Which way do I go? That way.
Yeah, right,
Okay.
Katie.
This is ridiculous.
This one in?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You know those are supposed to be on the outside.
No, not according to the picture. You put the screws through that hole, and then you put the nut on the inside.
Well, okay, here's the thing. This is a finished edge. This is not.
Right. So you don't want your rough edge down into your yarn.
Oh, your yarn's going in
Yeah.
there. Okay. Okay. No, who is it? It's spam. I got one call and it makes spam jump in.
Mm-hmm.
Go back to your video.
I will, but I'm going to tighten these up anyway. Because they've been watching me struggle with this for 10 minutes, so. It's getting a little easier. It is getting a little easier. So we got the bottom one in. Now we're working on the middle one. There's those tiny little screws again. Those are going to be hard to put together on something because they're so tiny. And I'm going to need 4 more regular screws for the top one. I had to have, there we go. I had to have Mr. put that, help me hold the first one and shove it together so I could have any of those at all to get a hold of and twist together. Come on, get off. A regular wrench would definitely be easier, but if you don't have one, this does work and it is included. So we're getting it. We're getting it. We're getting it. And I will definitely tighten these up probably with a regular wrench when I'm done with this. Probably that's what I'll do, is tighten this up with a regular wrench. Maybe not. This is working. It's working. We're getting there. It's working. Okay, one more. Whew. Definitely a workout. 1, 2. Now here's all the little bits. Ooh. Here's all the little bits. See if we can keep them from falling all over the place. 4 of these, and I need 2 of these to get started. Okay, basket number 3. Basket number 3. I have to stand up to do this one. But it's getting tighter, so these are going to stay in place easier, I think, as we start putting it together. So it's got a crisscrossy mesh on the bottom of the basket, and then the sides are solid. So okay, here we go, getting it through the hole. Come on, where's the hole? We're getting there, we're getting there, we're getting there. Right, come on. It's like, you know, a 1/16 of an inch off and it won't go in the hole. Oh, come on. Now I'm getting way off. Now I'm getting, now it's right there, it's right there, it's right there. Come on, come on. There. There. We did it. We got it in the hole. But it's not, again, it's not gonna, I'm not gonna be able to get an end on it because it's way too small. So that means I gotta try and get one of the other ones. See if I can turn this without everything popping off. Okay. And the hole here. Oh, that one's better. That one's got a little more room. That one I can get the net on. Yes. Okay. Okay, now we'll do this side again. I'll try and do this side again. And the whole thing shifted again. I'm trying to do the opposite. It's way over. If I do the opposite screws and nuts, it seems to hold it a little bit. See, now it's also scratching it up as I'm trying to put this together. I don't like that. Oh well. But if I put the opposites in, it seems to hold it together a little bit better so I can get that nut on it. Yes. Okay, so there's 2. Man, this is hard. This is hard, you guys. I thought this was going to be a lot easier. I really did. I really thought this would be something we could throw together, you know, not throw together, but put it together easily, fairly easily, and then have this product that we could enjoy pretty quickly. Oh, I forgot the nut. Here's my nut. Okay, one more. Here's the nut. Oh, my fingers are starting to hurt from this thing. I still can't get that last one in. Maybe this. Okay, that's helping. That's helping. Tighten it, tighten it, tighten it, giving them all a tighten. Okay. All right, that part's done. And it looks like they gave us one extra of the nut and of the screw. Okay, now I assume we're doing the wheels. We got 4 wheels. We gotta lay this thing down. And we put, all we have left are those tiny, tiny little screws. Well, this has a big, what are the tiny, tiny screws for? Oh, the tiny screws are to hold this bottom piece together. That's interesting because there's no holes there in the bottom piece. Okay. All right, let's see what we got here. Okay, yep, I see it now. I see that now. Little teeny tiny hole at the bottom of this piece to keep this from sliding off, sliding apart. Wait a minute, there should be 6 tiny little screws. Because there's, oh no, this is, that's weird. There's a screw down here on the bottom, but it doesn't go to anything. Did that? We did that. Yeah, tiny screw goes here. Here. There should be 6 of these, and there's only 4. Okay. Well, I'm putting them at where the junction is on these 2 pieces of metal. Because that's where it needs a screw. The other end is almost like a, like you'd put a little rubber piece to keep it from moving around. Oh, this is going to be fun. The opposite of fun. And it's not even really big enough. Oh, it goes in pretty easy. Once you get it started, it goes in pretty easy. It's not flat. Probably should have done this at the beginning. That would have helped hold that bottom piece together when I was struggling to put that on. But it is now on. Okay. Okay. So these holes on the side that I thought I had missing pieces are for the wheels. Okay, we did that, we did that, we did that, we did that. Now we're on step 7. We put the wheels in here. Ooh, is that even big enough? Yeah. And you turn this little thing here. Oh, here we go. So there's a little nut here that you turn. See, and it screws right in. If my fingers didn't hurt so bad from trying to put those other screws in, this would actually be a pretty easy process. And then once it gets down to being really close to the end, then we'll use the fancy, the other end of this to tighten this up. And ta-da! That was easy. That was easy. Okay. So this looks like it's the last step. So this has taken us roughly half an hour. So the worst of it was getting the baskets. I would have liked a screw that was maybe 1/4 of an inch longer. Other than that, because the baskets went on fine, but that screw was so short you couldn't even get the nut started on the end of it. So 1/4 of an inch there would have been very, very nice. And then other than that, you know, these instructions are never great anyway. So wheel number 3, and these are literally just screwing in and then tightening up with this end of the wrench on the little skinny part of the nut. So this part's actually going pretty simple. So why did I buy this? I've been wanting one for a long time, but they're too expensive. They're $65 for this one. And I know there's fancier ones out there. And I've seen some that have a little bag that hang over the end for all your bits and pieces. And I'm going to find something that'll work for a little bag to hang over the end. Because, you know, all of your little things that flop around and get lost, like your scissors that you can never find. I can never find scissors. And a tape measure, I can never find a tape measure. So my idea for this was to being able to put my projects in here. Although now seeing this put together, I don't know if it's going to be big enough for my project bags. Because you guys know my project bags are good sized. No way that's fitting in there. No way. But I do have a lot of smaller things. And it's kind of like the smaller things get all spread out. And that's also what makes it look messy. So these run $65 at Joann's. And Joann's was having a sale. You know, they're always having a sale. $65. And it was on sale for $30. And I don't even know what the percentage off on that is. But it was pretty good. 29 bucks. And you could have it shipped out. And I was hemming and hawing. I put a blue one in my basket. And I was hemming and hawing. And next day, I get an email. Hey, you left this in your basket. If you buy it today, we'll get it to you for 25% off, including sale prices. And it was like $1.99 shipping. Something like that. But it said they had one in the store. So I put it in my basket, or I clicked it and said I'd pick it up in the store. So there was no shipping. And it ended up costing $22 before tax. So I go to the store to pick it up. And of course they don't have it. Why is that always at Joann's? You order something to pick up at the store and they don't have it. So I talked to the lady, the manager lady. Super nice lady. Very helpful. So I spoke with her and she says, I don't even see your order in here. I can't even find your order. I'm like, what do you, and I show her my little email and she says, oh, they canceled it. They canceled the order. They didn't ever send me an email that they had canceled it. So I'm just waiting for my little cart to be approved to go pick up. And they canceled it. So she said it's because of the color. They don't have the color. And I'm like, the color isn't that big of a deal because the price was amazing. So I said, let's go see what you, because I knew they had them in the back. I just went and looked at them. And so she says, well, let's go look at them and see what we've got for colors. There we go. It's done. There's my wheels. There's my basket. It's done. So the colors they had were this gray, white, and pink. And I said, I'll take the gray. So we took the gray, took it up to the register. She rang it up. She honored the sale price. So I got this for $24, including tax. And I am very happy with that. Very, very happy. So, oh, it's pretty tall. It's this tall while I'm sitting. This will be nice to reach stuff. So a lot of the stuff that I've got stacked up over here, I'll be able to stack nicely in here, tuck it into this corner, and it'll tidy things up quite a bit. That'll make Mr. happy. He's less than pleased with my stack of stuff that I have here most of the time. So my smaller project bag, so this is tall, but really the project itself isn't. It'll fit in here. Oh yeah, that fits fine. And it turns sideways. So that looks good. See? I'll be able to get a couple of projects in the smaller area. Easy, easy, easy. And, oh, that's going to be nice. That's going to really tidy this up a lot. That will be very nice. Okay. So, I'm going to play around. Oops, got my crochet hook caught in it. I'm going to play around with getting this set up and getting all my things on it and see how that works out. And we will be back later. So, the storage cart. I think it's not worth $65. It's definitely worth the $25 that I paid for it. I wish it were a little taller so there was more space in between these baskets, you know, but it is what it is. It's not meant to be a great big storage cart. It's supposed to be a working, you know, put your working stuff in there. I think it's, yeah, it moves around really well, real easy. Oops, I almost knocked the camera over. Putting it together, these things are never easy to put together, but I do think two people definitely would make it much, much easier. My fingers hurt from fighting with those screws. And I think this is something you're going to want to tighten up on a regular basis so those screws don't pop out. Ooh, yeah, that hurts to twist those. So overall, I'm going to give it a B. I'm going to give it a solid B. I think the value is there on sale, not full price. Thanks so much for watching this. Yeah, I've always wanted to see how hard these things were to put together. And maybe this will help you out in your decision to get one of these. So if somebody gives you one of these for Christmas, tell them they have to put it together. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you'll subscribe and give us a thumbs up. Bye-bye.